What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Spencer, and today I thought I'd show you 5 quintessential combos from this Ice Barrier Deep Sea Diva Penguin deck that I have shown you on this channel. Some of these are my own brand new original combos that I've made. Some of them are very generic that you'll see everywhere. I thought I'd just introduce you to all of them. Before I start combo number 1, I just want to let you guys know that I am dedicating Mondays to an anime podcast, although I still may do double videos and stuff like that. Kevin and I, this first one go around, we ranked all the Dragon Ball Z and all the Dragon Ball Super Arcs together. We actually drafted them, so you guys can go vote on whoever you think had the better collection at the end of the day. So if you are interested in that, or you know someone who is, go ahead and check it out. But of course, this will still be a Yu-Gi-Oh channel and everything like that. But anyways, let's go ahead and get into the combo. What you'll need here is a 2.5 cards. So this combo requires you to kind of transform your extra deck into this one. Depends on if you think you'll actually draw into this on a consistent basis. I've actually gotten away from it, but it's objectively kind of one of your best openers if you're able to open it outside of the Deep Sea Diva combo. But I thought this would be really cool. I just want you guys to be aware of it in case you might be interested in doing it. In any case, what you're going to need is a Revealer of the Ice Barrier, a Speaker of the Ice Barriers, and one level 3 or level 4 monster with 1500 attack in your hand. Again, I know it's awkward, but there are quite a few targets, more than you might think. But again, it's a water monster with less than 1500 attack. That will make a lot more sense as we go through the combo. So make sure you discard that monster that I was just describing to you. In this case, for me, it's Gen X Undyne, 1200 attack. And from the deck, you can special summon any Ice Barrier tuner. It actually doesn't matter. So I don't, in this case, I use the Hexa Spirit of the Ice Barrier. So now that you have these monsters on the field, you can go ahead and special summon this Speaker of the Ice Barriers. All it does is when you control an Ice Barrier monster, free special summon. And in fact, you can actually banish this card from your graveyard to summon a level 1 token. If you can believe it, we have 2 level 4 water monsters on the field, so that's where Bahamut Shark comes in. Bahamut Shark effect is going to special summon a rank 3 or lower XYZ water monster from the extra deck. Of course, that's going to be none other than Totally Awesome. So there you go. There's your 5th summon. Nibiru is offline for your opponent if they try to use it. Now what you can do, like I said, you can banish the Speaker of the Ice Barrier from your graveyard to special summon that token. Tons of leak monsters that actually accept tokens as part of the payment, if you will. So this actually just needs 2 water monsters, which is awesome. And again, this is where that effect comes in. What this card lets you do, this Marincev's Coral Anemone, or Anemone, I don't know. Anemone from Finding Nemo. But anyways, like I said, that monster that you discarded in the beginning is now coming into factor here. And the level is important, all of it. So you can now actually convert this Marincev's Coral and the Tuner Ice Barrier, whatever that may be for you, and go into the Crystalline Needle Fiber or Crystalline Halofibrax. Okay, so now in this situation, it depends, right? If you sent a level 4, you're going to special summon a level 2 from the deck. If you summon, like in my case, a level 3, well, you need a level 3 tuner. And that can actually be Ash Blossom. A lot of times that'll be my target. I use Geomancer of the Ice Barrier here. It's not important. The only thing that matters is that you get that Synchro level up to 6. Now, of course, you can probably understand you're going to go into the Synchro monster, and you're going to go into Penguin Brave. Now, this end board will look very similar to the standard Penguin combo, but it does have that Totally Awesome on top. So you just take those extra steps, and you protect yourself from a Nibiru. And for anybody who is unfamiliar with this archetype, or essentially the mainline combo here is Penguin Brave. When your opponent activates a monster effect, it lets you flip up this Penguin Soldier, bounce 2 monsters on the field back to those hands, as well as being able to use Crystalline Needle Fibers effect to special summon a Desert Lotus, which is what I use. Forces your opponent to discard a hand, so they're starting with 1 less card, which is very nice. They do get to choose, but in addition, Desert Lotus lets you Synchro Summon during your opponent's turn. You can convert that Desert Lotus and the Penguin Brave into a Mathmech Vinyl Sigma, which I'll show you a little later on, or you can summon a Borreload Savage Dragon, depending on the combo. In this combo, of course, there is a Link monster in the graveyard, so your Borreload Savage Dragon would gain 1000 attack and have 2 negates. So I just wanted to let you know that that's what you can do. It's not what I do. I actually favor more consistency cards and a few other tech choices that you'll see, because again, that is a 2.5 card combo. The 2 cards are not hard to get in your hand. It's the half that is usually kind of rare. But I thought it was cool nonetheless that it's actually possible to do so. This is the bread and butter combo that you will see as every single Penguin deck use. This is what put Penguins on the map for a lot of people. I don't know what map that is, but in any case, this Gen X Undyne, what it does when it's normal summon, lets you send a water monster from your deck to the graveyard. Christian Rosnick's obviously fits that description. Don't pay attention to any of those monster effects that you see. All you need to know is that you can banish this card from the graveyard to special summon a token. And when you send that water monster to the graveyard, it lets you add a Gen X controller from your deck to your hand. So this card is actually quite unfortunate because both of those requirements have to be from the deck. It's not hand or deck. This card would be significantly better if it did exactly that. But you are like technically +2ing off of it. Like I said, you can go ahead and banish that, summon that token. That token can be converted into a Link Spider. If you guys don't know what Link Spider does, it's one of the first Link monsters, I think. Lets you special summon a level 4 or lower monster from your hand to the zone it points to. That's exactly what we're going to do here. And you can convert the Link Spider and the Gen X controller, because it is a tuner, into Christian Needlefiber. Christian Needlefiber will special summon from the deck. Like I said, a lot of times I like to use that Ash Blossom. You normally don't want to top deck it, so you're kind of forcing yourself not to, or at least lowering your chances. And again, this was a 1 card. I had 4 other cards in my hand technically if we were playing a normal game of Yu-Gi-Oh! Those 2 cards can be converted into none other than the Penguin Brave. Penguin Brave's effect is special summon a Penguin face down from the deck, and that you would play from there. I kind of want to show you what you can do. Like I said, Christian Needlefiber can banish itself for the Desert Locust. At this point, your opponent would discard 1 card of their choice, and you can use the second effect in tandem with it. And you can go, in this case, I went into the Geomath Mech Final Sigma, unaffected 3000 attack monster, which is cool. Assuming that you hadn't flipped this over just yet, but I wanted to show you that that was one of the options that you can use. We'll go into combo number 3 here. This is going to be the same combo, so I'll make this one a little faster. Send that Christian Rosnick to the graveyard to grab a Gen X controller. Banish the Christian Rosnicks from the graveyard to go into Link Spider, eventually leading into Needlefiber. Penguin Brave special summons the Penguin Soldier from the deck. And now, here we go. So saying your opponent was trying to use the same line, and now they have to discard. They're like, oh, well, I still want to go through my combo. Well, that's all fine and dandy. He's going to try to continue to do it. And now that he's activated a monster effect, I can go ahead and flip up this Penguin Soldier, send those 2 cards back to his hand, and in the same chain link, I can summon the Borreload Savage Dragon, and that would be the end of the game. So that was the second line combo for that one you just saw. Going on to combo number 4, looks like we're getting into a little more complicated. Again, these hands are fake. My opponent's fake. I just want to show you exactly how this works. Deep Sea Diva is full combo. All of these ones that you're seeing are pretty much 1 card play starters. And Deep Sea Diva from the deck is going to special summon a level 3 or lower Sea Serpent monster. That's going to help you get this Atlantean Prince. What Atlantean Prince lets you do is send an Atlantean card to the graveyard and then add 1 to your hand. So you're going to send the Atlantean Dragoons and add to your hand an Atlantean Dragoons. When Atlantean Dragoons is sent to the graveyard, it lets you add a Sea Serpent monster from your deck to your hand. So you're plussing like crazy already. And also just essentially getting all the bricks out of your deck, all in one fell swoop. It's very great. So with that Dragoon search, you're going to end up going for this Deep Sea Minstrel. So what this card does is you can discard it and another water monster from your hand to look at your opponent's hand and banish 1 card. So the important part about this, and in this case is just vanilla monsters, but this is your anti-Nibiru combo. The first one I showed you is, but again, that was a little harder to get to that board state. In this one, it's a 1 card. So you've only gone through 2 summons so far. Plus, you get entire knowledge about your opponent's hand, meaning you probably know when to hold those negates, which is very cool. So like I said, that Minstrel is going to make sure you discard the Dragoons, because Dragoons is not a once per turn. And I just banished one of his cards. You maybe want to like banish one of their bricks if they don't have any hand traps. Anything that you think you might want a chance to get discarded, of course, you're never going to use with banishment, because the Deep Sea Minstrel effect is only until the end of the turn. So Dragoons, once again, is going to activate to have another Sea Serpent monster from your deck to your hand. And this time you're going to add your Moulin Glacia, the Elemental Lord. This is going to come up later, but if you control exactly 5, or if you have exactly 5 water monsters in your graveyard, you can special summon this card from your hand and discard 2 random cards from your opponent's hand, which is great. So essentially you have half of their hand is going to be gone by the end of the turn. You can convert the Deep Sea Diva and the Neptus and summon a Crystalline Needlefiber. Crystalline Needlefiber's effect is going to special summon a level 3 or lower tuner from the deck or hand. So Despot 001 is kind of bricking the hand, but not the end all be all. And you can convert these two immediately into a Mecha Phantom Beast O-Lion. O-Lion effect is going to activate special summoning 3 tokens. And since 2 or more machine monsters are special summoned at the same time, that's going to activate Despot 001 to special summon itself back onto the field. You're going to convert one of those tokens and one of the Despot 001s into an old entity Cthulhu. And now you can use Mecha Phantom Beast's second effect to destroy 2 tokens to special summon a Mecha Phantom Beast monster from your deck. You're going to go ahead and do that to special summon a Mecha Phantom Beast Coltwing. Coltwing, when it special summons 2 tokens. I'm sure you can see where this is going, at least for the time being. Those 2 tokens are going to trigger Despot 001 once again, since 2 machine monsters were special summoned at the same time. Despot 001, of course, is not a once per turn. And you can convert that token and the Despot 001 into another Cthulhu. And now that you have 2 level 4s, you can overlay them, and I do recommend overlaying them in attack position. You'll see why in just a moment, because I know it doesn't have a very high attack. But when the Cthulhus are used as an XYZ summon, it lets you draw a card, and it is not a once per turn, meaning you're going to go ahead and have a Pot of Greed during your turn. That's going to be 1, 2, and it's actually kind of cool to see this Gen X controller in my hand, because it is a brick, like I said. The Gen X card, Undyne, can't send it from the deck. You'll see why that comes up in just a moment. But number 60 Dugaris has 3 effects, but the one that you're going to use is to detach 2 to special summon a monster from your graveyard in defense position. And it's very important that you summon this Deep Sea Minstrel, not because of its effect, but because it is a level 3 tuner. Now, before you do anything else, remember this card like way earlier in the combo, the Moulin Glacia? Well, now you just so happen to have 5 water monsters exactly in your graveyard. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All tight and dandy. So now you can go ahead and special summon this card, discarding 2 random cards from your opponent's hand. And now you can convert one of the tokens and the Minstrel into a Penguin Brave. Penguin Brave effect is going to go ahead and special summon a penguin in face down defense position from the deck. Now, this ends on a little bit of an awkward board, but it is important for a few things. You do get that disruption on top of your opponent just starting out with 2 less cards, so which is very important, and assuming this could have been an Abir as well, so you'll honestly know that one of the cards in their hand, so it kind of prepares you on when you should use this disruption. Hopefully that was enough, but I mean, this is a penguin deck, so I don't think you can ask for much more than that. Looks like I'm just playing the computer here. He's gonna go ahead and normal summon this Ojama Green in past turn. But what I wanted to show you, the only reason I'm showing you this after, is that I do have a card in the extra deck, and I drew two of the biggest bricks in my deck. These 2 cards I do not want in my hand. But since you have all these monsters laying around like last time, because I know I said it was a little awkward, you can actually convert them into something kind of important. And I also wanted to show you that these 4 monsters are lethal if you actually do stop your opponent, and the Penguin Soldier is enough to stop their turn. But you can convert whatever 4 monsters that you want into a Saryuja Skull Dread. Probably not a card you would expect to see in this deck, but it lets you draw a bunch of cards and send any of the cards that are very, like, not game end. Like, I don't think any of these cards are game ending, but cards that stop certain lines of play. Now my deck was stacked, so this is like, you would never see this many monsters. Of course, I would have at least one spell in my hand. But it lets you send cards like the Gen X Controller and the Christian Rosenix back into the deck, which is very cool. As well as you getting more of your play starters. That's the only reason I wanted to show you the end of that combo specifically. And looks like we're coming in at the end here. This is more of the standard combo. Again, I know that first one I would not meet the requirements. So if you just have the Speaker of the Ice Barriers and the Revealer, you end up on the same board as the Gen X Undyne. So since you have a Ice Barrier monster, you can go ahead and special summon the Speaker of the Ice Barriers from your hand. Then you can use the effect of Revealer to discard one water, or discard any monsters, or one card, and special summon a tuner from the deck. And in this case, I used the Geomancer of the Ice Barriers, although it does not matter at all. And you can convert the Speaker and the Geomancer, although that really doesn't actually matter at all either. As long as you can get to that level 6 requirement, and since you can use one of your Deep Sea Divas, I had all 3 in my hand because I stacked it, but that does equal 6, and you can go ahead and go into your Penguin Brave. Penguin Brave effect, special summon that penguin from the deck into face down. So obviously very familiar, and you can do a whole lot of stuff with it too, of course. I think in this case I show you one last thing that you can do. You can go ahead and, if your opponent tries to activate Blue Eyes Alternative White Dragon in a perfect world where they don't like to read cards, you can convert that and make them miss timing going into the Desert Lotus. And they have to discard a card, which they use for Blue Eyes, and the computer ends the turn. But there's also another tech card in here, of course, that I wanted you to see. Assuming you were able to flip up that Penguin Soldier during their turn or wherever, you can convert the the Logis and the Penguin Soldier into something like, I don't know, an Adamancipator Dragite. Because you can't go the same exact route as the Undyne because you don't have a Link monster in the graveyard. Just again, so you know like what your options are at what point in time. But hopefully you guys enjoyed this video of this long extended look. Like I said in the beginning of the video, please go check out my Anime Monday first episode about Dragon Ball Super and Dragon Ball Z with me and Kevin. But other than that, let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. Hope you have an absolutely wonderful night, and I'll see you next time.